We're on?
Let's see. I think. Well,
It says live and recording, yeah.
it says it's live and recording, but then I actually go to the website and it's definitely not live or recording.
Maybe
Oh,
there's a
it says we're
delay.
live. There we are.
There's probably a delay.
There is a delay. It's exactly what's going on. All right. Well, welcome to the final D League podcast of the year. It's episode 18. I'm your commissioner, Jameson. This is my vice commissioner, Austin. We have no guest. We were supposed to have a guest, Mark Sullivan, but he could only do it on his time, not league time. And
Of
thus,
course.
there will be no Mark. I do have some comments that he wanted to add in later, but they're selfishly only about his own team, so I will keep them for when we actually need them. All right. Well, it's been a minute since we've chatted, a couple weeks. Obviously, a lot's gone on. Um, the season has ended officially. Some of us obviously disappointed. There was obviously a lot. It was a little bit later than we thought. Obviously some terrible news out of that Bills game that kind of put us all in a little bit of limbo. But that guy's out of the hospital, so that's good news in the end. But fantasy wise, we just kind of pushed everything back and let it all play out, and now it's all done. So, how has your couple of weeks been?
Pretty good. I luckily am really bad at this, so I didn't have to worry about the game getting canceled. So I wasn't sweating it at all. Obviously glad that DeMar is okay. But
Mm-hmm.
I was basically just hanging out. I had an awesome holiday, at least New Year's. Christmas was rough because I was losing. New Year's was great. We went over to T-Shan's and played The Crew, which is a phenomenal card game. I suggest anyone go to Target and go grab it. It's like $12. So we had a blast playing that. I actually did stay up till midnight, which hasn't happened in a while. And then this week we kind of I kind of started my new job, sort of, and we put new carpet in the basement and we're rearranging a bunch of stuff, kind of slowly getting ready for Bambino in the next couple months. So
Bambino's
it was all
your
right.
a dog.
No, Bambino is
Just
Bambino is
kidding.
Italian for boy, or actually, it's neutral, so it could be boy or girl.
Oh, that's good.
hmm Yeah, how was yours?
Did you? So I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't really remember much.
Yeah, I
Like,
was like struggling to figure out what the hell I've been doing the last 2 weeks.
yeah, like I can't remember when 2 weeks ago ended. So I guess we're talking about a little bit of a post Christmas period, New Year's. I think New Year's we were in bed by like 10.
Mhm.
We traveled back to the homeland, and so we were up there. You know, things were we had a. I think I remember having a great meal, and then I think we came back and we went to bed, and that was pretty much it. Because I think we drove back the next day, drove back down here. Um, yeah, oh yeah, we did because that Sunday was like the end of games, and that was when I got to watch my team just not perform as expected. And then yeah, so that was yeah, actually fantasy wise, I remember it was a little bit of it was a little bit of a sad for me personally because like Mike White 6 points, not gonna win you a championship.
Mm-mm.
Everyone just kind of didn't do what you kind of thought they'd do, and then of course with the injury at the end, like or like that the game ended up being canceled. So like what happened to my matchup, a little less applicable, but like a lot of the matchups, I think every championship matchup in all 7 leagues had somebody playing in that game.
hmm
So I think I needed Tyler Bass to get like 23 points, which he's done once, so
Yeah.
theoretically possible. But um, I kind of it was fine. I very quickly was like, all right, well, next year, I guess. um, yeah, so definitely at this point, I'm like, let's onward and upward. Let's look forward to the next season and all that. I guess James Van Gillern, he is going to be getting. He wants a new franchise for his new win. So
Wow,
we'll
really?
see. I didn't realize it was his third championship actually.
Wait,
So
I didn't know that either. I thought he only had two.
I thought
I
he
thought
only had
this was
two
his
as well.
second.
No, this is his third. I didn't realize that he had one a couple years back that
Wow.
that had gone under the radar. But he said he wanted to get a new franchise, so we'll see what that brings. Yeah, so that was pretty much the week, or the last 2 weeks, and then it's been kind of a rush. Like obviously we were out of town, we went on vacation, post vacation, so we went vacation and then went to a different vacation, and then it's not really accurate. We went, home, and I worked from home, and then we went to Disney for a few days, and yeah, so it's been a bit of a rush. So but now we're back. I am now settled in, and I've been texting everybody in the league their reminders on what they need to do and wrapping everything up and sending out emails again when SurveyMonkey only shows you 10 responses, things like that. So yeah, I've been trying to get all the wrap up stuff. I'm trying to do it as cleanly as possible, but
SurveyMonkey trying to get you
sometimes
to pay in order to see more than 10 of your results.
I have been using SurveyMonkey for league stuff since it started, and I have so many surveys in there, and then I deleted my account because just over time, they just keep, yeah, they keep like limiting. But it used to be you could do whatever you wanted. It was fantastic. It was a great piece of software. I guess maybe it's not software. I don't know. You're the software implementation specialist, former. So you could be specific about that web app. I don't care,
Mm.
but it's yeah, they just keep like if you want to do certain kinds of things, quiz questions, it would be locked behind a thing, and then finally it's like you need to subscribe if you want to see more than 10 responses, and I'm like, this is useless, I don't need this anymore, and I just deleted it and then put up a Google form for the Discord / group me survey.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wonder
just been
what
wrapping up
their
the
end
season.
goal is, because like there's plenty of other survey software out there that can compete with
Yeah,
them being
it
completely free. So
in 2 seconds I made a Google form and was like, this
yeah,
is great. So I think it's more like a research tool than
they hired some
surveying
CEO
your
to be
league.
like, we need money off of this, and he's like, let's charge for everything, and then he'll get fired in a couple of years and make $57 million.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I
That's
want to
that's
happen to me. I want
I
to be
want the
fired and have like a massive buy. I want somebody to make me a CEO and then
mhm.
crash the company into the ground and then pay me millions of dollars to not come back.
You want to be the WeWork guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That
Me
would be
too. And
amazing.
now he's like he does another startup and people talk
Mhm.
about like I was listening to a podcast the other day. This is a tangent, but this is a while back, but his whole thesis was like how weird the tech world is. Like failure is almost celebrated as like
Yeah,
part of it. And so like the WeWork guy made $1 billion to like leave his company. Please God, leave this company. And then he's just gonna get like a bunch of other venture capital funding. Although maybe not anymore. I don't know. That's with the interest rates the way they are. Who knows?
yeah. It's I mean,
Anyway,
there's a crossover between like um, Silicon Valley and NFL coaching, where it's like
yeah,
you can be inept and fucking stupid and make so much money.
yeah,
All you
right.
need to have is like a kind of an okay idea, or like tell the right person the right thing at one time.
You just gotta luck into it.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Anyway,
But yeah,
speaking of
moving along.
NFL,
hmm
my observations. This is what everyone comes here for.
This is the most
Um,
important part of the pod.
so we know Bills Bengals got canceled.
hmm
Obviously, not only ramifications in fantasy, but in real life, there's some weird playoff stuff going on where apparently the championship game for the AFC is going to be at a neutral site. I don't really understand any of that, but yeah, that sucked. That sucked really bad. It was pretty
hmm
scary, but
Yeah.
glad everything's okay. Um, Green Bay won their Super Bowl Week 17. They held Justin Jefferson to 15 yards. That was probably their goal going into the season, was have one good game against the Vikings. Congratulations, you did it. Hopefully they hang the banner. Won against the Vikings Week 17. Had a home game in order to make the playoffs and lost to the fucking Lions, which is hilarious. This is a franchise that loves to talk so much shit about how they still have an outdoor stadium and like they own the North. They're the real North people. And the last 3 years, they've lost the Lions at home to get into the playoffs, and they got the shit kicked out of them by San Francisco, a California team, at home. So it's delicious. They had multiple people getting kicked out for being just trash human beings. They lost an embarrassing fashion to the Lions. It was delicious. On top of that, the Vikings just slept walk to a win. That's the 13-4 coat. Everyone's pumped.
I just want to real quick before you say anything. I wanted to put on screen Minneapolis slightly more north than Green Bay.
That's right.
So physically and latitudinally, I forget which is
Exactly.
what. I think it's latitudinally more
Actually, are
north.
we more north
Anyway,
than Detroit? Or is Detroit
uh,
probably more
oh yeah,
north? Oh yeah,
definitely.
we are way more. Okay,
You
yeah.
are
So it's not even
more
close.
north. You're more north than Toronto. You're
Oh,
like
that's right.
Montreal level. Yeah. Anyway, I'll
One
go
time
ahead
I
and
thought
hide
I'd be
that.
clever to save money, and I took a flight from Kansas City. This is back when I worked at Cerner. I took one from Toronto to Vancouver. And that's not remotely close to the same direction as each other. So don't do that.
No,
Don't
that's
don't do that.
one of those is on a coast.
Yeah, I didn't look at all, and it was. I mean, I was traveling for like 18 hours, so
Yeah, that's a
don't do that.
terrible flight.
Yeah. Anyway, Green Bay, it's hilarious. Um, you don't own the North. You can't even win in your own fucking stadium. So stop talking. Brandon Staley, he wins dumb fuck of the decade. So I called this in the group me before the game even started. He was playing all of his fucking starters. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Joey Bosa, not exactly a picture of health. And he starts all of these guys in a game in which, when they win, they cannot move up or down a seed. And what happens? Joey Bosa leaves in the first half. Mike Williams gets carted off. So again, this is kind of the theme of the entire year. Just hire me, and I will do a better job of coaching your team than absolutely probably 95% of the people in the NFL. I mean, at the very bare minimum, I would not start any of those guys in a meaningless game. Todd Bowles is the same fucking shit in Tampa Bay, and luckily nobody got killed. And then lastly, Texans, Lovie Smith, absolute king. That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Two reasons. One, he knew he was getting fired going into the game, so he won just to tank their draft pick. Two, I had T-Shan and myself, I don't know if Renner joined in or not, both had a bet that the Bears would have the worst record in the NFL. And the plus money on that was like plus 1,000. And because Lovie Smith is the coolest motherfucker on the planet, we hit that bet. So, because the Texans, they were basically tied with the Bears, but they had one tie. They tied the Colts week 1. So they edge out the Bears, and the Bears have the worst record in the NFL. They give Lovie Smith's old team, the Bears, the first round pick, and I basically make all my money back for the entire
Yeah, what was your
year of my
payout?
shit money.
What was the bet and what was your payout?
I bet. So what's funny is I have like my normal unit every week, and my futures bets were like way more than that because I was like, oh, it's in the future. I don't have to worry about that. And thank God this one hit. So I won about 1,000, which was nice.
Oh wow! Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Look at you.
So yeah, I mean, it kind of made up for everything, and it was so good. That was about it. A lot of people resting starters. A lot of people not resting starters and losing, like the Cowboys. You know all about them.
No.
Yeah.
I don't care. Don't
yeah,
care
whatever.
at all. Don't care.
On to the league.
Yeah. Here's the thing that I care about: the league. I mean, another thing about this, the canceled game. I think the most applicable thing is like when that happened. Obviously the fantasy community, the fantasy community. The fantasy community was all like, there was a billion different scenarios that commissioners are trying to do. Like, well, maybe we'll just do a week 18 game and add them together, or we'll do the scores from week 18 and put these on there. But what if they don't sit, or what if this and this and this and all this stuff? And so in the end, our personal league was just like, most of my philosophy with this is we were dealing with enough people that I'm just going to go by defaults, like almost whenever applicable. So we just did what Sleeper said, and Sleeper said that the scores were as is, and that was it. MFL zeroed them out. I think a few different did that. So
yeah, ESPN did that too.
Yeah, that could have sucked because I think officially it was a no contest, so they're all zero. So I mean, it was like a million different ways to suck for the championship, but like we just decided to do what Sleeper just said, and that was the end of it. And I think the people that could have been the most affected were probably Mark and Crispin for sure.
Mhm.
So that kind of sucks for them, but there wasn't much else we could do. So anyway,
Yeah, and Crispin's. I mean, that really does suck. Because
yeah,
he had two Bills players. I mean, well, I guess we'll get to it later.
yeah.
So never mind.
hmm All right, so we can go ahead. I mean, you can kind of pilot a lot of stuff because you wrote it in here. I personally had a very long day, and I didn't
Yeah.
get any ability to really do stuff. But I'm great for commentary at least, and then I can talk about league stuff. So,
Sure.
um,
So we'll go from the top. Guggenheim is the top league. That's not debatable. Christian wins because, as we were just talking about 3 seconds ago, Crispin had two Bills players unable to play. So he had Josh Allen and Devin Singletary, and Christian had Evan McPherson. And Christian was up like 15, I think, or 16. So it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that Christian holds on because I myself took 17 points from Evan McPherson to the fucking face. Um, so he could still do it, but it is a little rough. That definitely sucks. I know Crispin does not have a jersey yet. Christian didn't either,
mhm.
so it kind of sucks to have it decided that way. But I mean, this is the way I would have. You called me and were like, how do we figure this out? And I was like, whatever Sleeper says is the way we should do it. So I think it worked out fine. Congratulations to Christian. I think that the Red Hawks is an awesome franchise, so I'm excited to see that. Next up is Herman German. Josh Renner beats Mason Renner in the Renner Bowl. Josh actually, I ran into Josh when him and Dan were around a couple weeks ago over the New Year. And Josh said that the reason he moved on was because I made fun of Derek Carr when he had him started, and then he switched Derek Carr out for Daniel Jones, and that's the only reason he was in this game. And then Daniel Jones put up like fucking 40 in this
Yeah,
matchup.
he went nuts.
So yeah, he I mean he crushed Mason. He didn't even need Daniel Jones to do it, but it's nice to have Denny Dimes show up big. So congratulations, Josh. We talked about this in person. Go get your franchise. He seemed
Yeah,
open to it,
he
so I think he
I
will.
think he did. His is in progress right now. We've got
Okay.
uh Blue Falcons from Wrightsman, Josh Renner. I think it's Slingin' Cigaro, like it's a cactus themed one. And there's one
Okay.
other one I think that's out there. And then whatever
Nice.
James comes up with. And then Mark Mark Vor I'm
Vormuzel.
sorry. Yeah, someone corrected me
Vormuziel.
and now I can't figure I can't I've been corrected, and now I'm debating in my brain when I say that which is is it the corrected one or which one is it? But yeah, Mark V said he wanted a jersey from his win in 2020, and I was like, great, you don't have a franchise though, so
Oh
I think
yeah,
he might be working on some ideas. So we'll see. But all right, which
that'd
league's
be
next?
great.
I'll pull it up on the.
Next we have Blipto. So Teeds kicked the shit out of Shugart, which is kind of funny to say because Teeds only scored 90 points, but
Yeah.
Shugart didn't even crack 60. So it was kind of a strange ass kicking. Um,
Shugart, also a side note, Sideways accused me of skimming over the last couple of days. I don't think he was serious about it, but he did say like, "Hey, we're only paying out X. Isn't there another, prize?" And I
what do
was
you mean?
like, we used to have a prize for highest points regular season. Well, that the money that used to be highest points regular season goes to like the side pots now. So like if you
Oh,
add up the like first, second, third, and then highest points prize, it used to be like the buy-in or whatever, like the main the the 12 times whatever it was. And so he was basically saying there's money missing. And I had to say, no, it's going into the side pots. It's there. Don't worry.
it's right
Whatever.
here.
Yeah, it's right there. This
Hmm.
is
I bought
what it
nice stuff for my Manhattan.
yeah. hmm Nice use of the right glass too. I have Nick and
Thank
Nora
you.
glasses for mine.
It
Uh,
really sets it apart. So we have coupe glasses, which I really like.
are the
But
coupes? Coupes are they're wide, right?
Yeah, but they're like kind
Yeah,
of a U more like instead of a martini. Like that.
we're gonna look up. Is this what it is? Can you see?
That's a Nick and Nora.
Yeah, that's what I have. So you're saying you have a coupe?
No, I'm using a Nick and Nora now. We
Oh,
had coupes. Well, we still have coupes, but
okay. I get where you're at. They're the
yeah.
wider ones. Got it. All right.
Our martini glasses were like fucking this big.
I thought you
So
were using a
we
martini glass just now.
no, we downsized to even these Nick and Noras are like kind of too big.
Yeah, those are okay. It's just a perspective deal. All right. Anyway,
Yeah,
continue.
it's just a little big. Anyway, so Blipto, Teeds wins. Peters Cuervo, you know him, you love him. He had an entire episode dedicated to him. Tom McHale, beautiful and powerful, wins. Peters Cuervo. Salami Tommy. Do you
Only
think
by
Tom's gonna
about
have a franchise?
no. Tom very early on in the process was like, "Can I not get one?" And I was like, "Yeah, you don't have to get one." Although, why you wouldn't go with some sort of Mighty Ducks theme after it being kind of a low key thing that I've talked about. It's a memory. What's that? What's that phenomenon where like you remember something that didn't exist, like false
Oh,
memories or the
the
Mandela effect?
Mandela effect. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe this never actually happened, and it's just a like
you're the
it's
only
like a
person I've ever heard talk about it.
there was like 6 of us, but I'm the only one that seems to remember it, so, like, maybe it
A
never
Salami
existed, but
Tommy jersey in Mighty Ducks colors would be beautiful. I don't know why you wouldn't do that.
I mean, yeah, you should just buy a Mighty Ducks football jersey, and
Hmm.
that would be fantastic, but I don't know. He said he didn't want one, so,
Well, that makes
you
me
know.
very, very sad because I've been propping
Yeah,
him up all year. That's
Tom,
egg
if
on
you're
my
out
face.
there,
You know what I did
yeah.
when we recruited a bunch of
Why don't you
morons?
walk to his house and tell him
I
to
should.
get one?
Actually, his sister's moved here, so I'll convince her to nag him a bunch until he gets one.
I
Well,
assume you all
duel.
live in walking distance, so walk to her house and get her, and then bring her to his house.
No, she's in St. Louis Park, but I could walk to Tom's house and stir some shit up.
Do it now.
I think I might.
Yeah. By the time it's 11:30, oh, do it
So
after the pod, so
I
it's 1 in the
passed his
morning.
house on my way to the place I go get wings, so I could like go there, get really drunk, eat a bunch of wings, and show up to his house just like covered in wing sauce and booze, and just demand a jersey out of him.
Franchise.
With like a boombox
A
of old
boombox.
podcast episodes playing.
Just the one about him
Yeah.
like, playing.
Beautiful
Yeah,
and
perfect.
powerful. Anyway,
Anyway,
New Hall. So Stu gets his second title. That
yep.
is his second, right?
That is a second.
Okay.
He was away jersey. Wasn't originally going to get a jersey until I had to remind him, hey,
He has a
if you win
jersey.
twice, you're eligible for an away jersey.
Oh.
Like white jerseys, you have to win 2 times. Like it's not
Mhm.
just anyone can have an away jersey. So, try to explain
Is he
that to
getting it?
him. Oh yeah, he's going to get it. I tried to explain it to Sam Von Giller, and he did not get it. So we have,
Mm.
of the major leagues, we've got 1 good, 1 bad.
Right.
It's that easy.
Yeah, so he gets his second title. No carving ass jersey just yet.
Hmm.
Brady's still a young gun. I think he's been here for 4 years. But it'll happen eventually, buddy.
Yeah, this is his 5th season.
Fifth season. Interesting.
Hmm.
It's been here longer than I thought.
There was like 3 farm years, so those poor kids.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I know
Yeah.
like Nelson, Brady, some of the younger like renters and stuff were probably in the farm league.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, Sammy V second title in a row after Piss Boy season.
That's
an old
incredible,
haul.
really.
I mean, that's unbelievable. To go
Yeah.
from literally the worst to the best twice that's something
Mhm.
else.
Yeah.
And to do it, he stopped Mark from getting his third title, which kind of ties into this episode. A couple weeks ago, we were talking with Mark, like, hey, do you want to be on the pod? Should you be on the pod? When would be a good time? He's like, let's do week 18 after we're all champs. And the result of that is all 3 of us did not win a title. So Mark would have been here. I could not do Thursday because we have pickleball league, and then Friday I like to get drunk and play video games, so I'm not gonna do a podcast. So my schedule didn't work.
I'm going to
For
go
that.
ahead and go through. But Mark did have some comments. He wanted to leave.
Okay.
He said he wanted to be sure it's noted that he would have won the title if we used the Week 18 scores for the Bills and Bengals players. So
Okay.
that particular commissioner permutation would have won him the
Mhm.
championship. He wanted to make sure everyone knew. And then he said that I had to be indignant about it when I said it. So apply that appropriately.
Okay.
And then he didn't get to use his first round pick in the title game. And also, this is important. He says, and the fact that it was too much of a deal to figure out how to play it makes me think the league is too big. Who would have thought? That and all the ghost managers. So he says, tell them that for me, please. So I'm relaying the message to you. Mark thinks this should be a 12-team league total. So
One, who is his first round pick? Two, what does he mean by? Does he mean the Week 18 thing?
okay,
We have
this
too
is the
many people
thing
that
that
do that.
okay, no, he is saying this was a little bit of a discussion. After at some point I said, we're just using what Sleeper says, said I should. He said, what about using the week 18 scores for the players that, Bengals, Bells, Bills,
Yeah, because
Bengals game.
those two are going to be playing
Right.
all their
Theoretically.
starters.
Right.
Right.
Like yeah, like this was one of the many theories bandied about
Mhm.
during this time. And early on in the process, I was just like, I would rather go with a platform thing. I would rather the platform decide and just go with that. Like then it's systematic. I don't have to manually adjust anything. Like this is a personal decision that I would just go with what the they said. It just makes it easier across the board, easier to justify. Um, but I guess Mark's preferred thing would have been one of the many Reddit ideas that was to take the 18 scores and apply them, it's one of many things that could have been done and was not. But he would have won had we done that. And because he didn't win, he thinks we should kick out half the league.
Okay.
All right.
Starting with people that don't live in the country.
Yeah, Christian.
Exactly. He's not in my league anymore anyway. He can't hurt me.
Yeah. Funny thing about we'll go through relegation later. I don't worry about
Yeah.
that. Okay. All right.
So then presidents.
My personal wound.
Yes. Vange gets his third title.
Yep.
Seems pretty greedy, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Vange beats Jameson. I am going to give him this one. He did lose Hurts, who
Yeah.
you traded to him.
Yep.
And him being able to pull out a pretty decent sized win after losing like the number 1 quarterback in the entire, number 3 quarterback in the entire season is pretty impressive. He seemed to not be one of those autopilot teams like a Davo or somebody else that just drafted and did nothing. He was making moves. I think it was an
Mm-hmm.
impressive title. So props Vange. It does hurt me deeply that Jameson does not have a title. That's the only thing I was rooting for the last like 2 weeks, and to have that
I
not come
mean,
to fruition is pretty sad.
in the end, I had the second highest points scored in the league. I came in seeded fifth and
Mhm.
ended up getting that close. And then my team scored 20% less than their average. So
Yeah.
I hadn't scored less than 100 point in weeks at that point, and I got 96. So it was a disappointing run there.
Well,
Oh, Tyler
you also didn't have
Anderson,
Tyler Boss.
I did. Yeah, Tyler Bass did not score
He would have
23 points.
easily
He could have.
scored 30, maybe
He
40.
could
Who
have. He
knows?
had one at the time. Could have done it
Hi, Tyler.
5 more times. Tyler's here, and also he did point out that had he beat me the first week, he would be the champion right now. So
Tyler?
actually, I was mistaken. Yeah, Tyler Anderson would have been the champion. But another thing to note that I was a little bit mistaken on, and I think I might have mentioned this, I'm not sure, is that I was under the impression that I was the only person in Presidents without a jersey. It's incorrect. It's me and Tyler. So we're the most deserving of wins versus everyone else. So that's that. I'm glad I could correct the record.
Excellent. Well, on to relegation, buddy.
All right, relegation. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let me bring up the pyramid. So this is the whole shebang here. I got what the league was on the left. Here is what it was, and here is what it will be. So moving up to the President's League, we've got Sam Von G and Mike Stewart. Tyler says bye. Bye, Tyler. All right, so Sam Vonge and Mike Stewart are moving up. Eric Dirks is moving down to New Hall, and Logan is moving to Old Hall. And just as a refresher for anyone who wanted to know how like these were chosen, I used record and points for any particular level, and they got to choose where they went. So that's Dirks was a little bit higher than Logan, so he picked New Hall. Logan went into Old Hall. Now to start with Old Hall, moving up to Old Hall is Christian and Josh Renner. And then we've got Newhall moving up is Tom McHale and Teeds. So the winner, the champions out of there. Moving down to Peters Cuervo is going to be Jim Helt. He's relegated out of Newhall, and then Tyler Shannon is relegated out of Old Hall into Blipto. Guggenheim
What places could Tyler have picked?
I think at that point it was going to be Herman German or Blipto because he was third to pick. Okay. Will went into Guggenheim, and
I'm so excited for Will to be in my league.
I figured you might be, and then funny enough, Josh Renner moves out of Herman German. Dan Renner moves into Herman German.
So that's the new rule. There has to be a runner in Herman German at all times.
There's two. There's two. There could have been three almost. Well, actually, they were both in the championship, so this is the way it had to have been. But yeah, so Jim Helt, I think he originally mentioned, I think it was going to be Blipto because he's got a lot of pledge mates in there, but he thought that since he was the oldest relegatee, that he'd move up to Peters Cuervo and see how that goes. And I think that all the leagues down there look pretty fun. So. Yeah, so that's the relegation promotion, and the invites are already out. If you are one of these people, like you either got one on a text or it's in the app, and you can go ahead and join your new league, and they're all renewed for next year. So, pretty interesting stuff. It's kind of neat to see. I mean, it's kind of Presidents contains two Von Gillerns, which is kind of cool. I mean, they both made it, which is a pretty. To go from piss boy and then 2 wins and now you're in Presidents, like that's kind of cool.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. If only 2 Bamricks could make it into Presidents League.
Yeah. The Bonges have 3 titles together. We have 1.
No, they have 5 titles.
Oh yeah.
We have 1.
Yeah. It's pretty bad out here.
Yeah. All right. What are we talking about next? We did okay. So it's President's and I sent out. This is all in people's email. You can look at this too. So this is kind of going over some of that same stuff. Now you have a whole bunch of best ofs, which is pretty fun. So I was not able to put any thought into these because you were doing them right now after wings or whatever you were up to.
Mm-hmm. I was doing them while I was eating wings, and then my pen ran out, and so a lot of these are just what I remembered because I couldn't write them down anymore. So we got best ofs. Number 1, best brothers in the league. It's got to be the Vonges.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Von Gillering, James Von Gillering. They both won titles this year.
That's incredible.
No other brother combo won a single title. So
no, we were trying.
That's pretty insane.
We did our best.
We're all in separate leagues too. Like we all could have. I mean, you could have taken down James. I couldn't have taken down Sam, but I could have won a playoff game for the first time in a decade. But yeah. So congratulations, Vonges. Sometimes Valley, I guess, does produce something of note. Trade of the year.
Hey, I just want One note, I was just curious if this was a thing. Playoff losing streak, most consecutive playoff matchup losses. It's Austin Bamrick with 7.
That's me,
So
baby.
he's done it. Actually, you know what? Mark likes to be shouted out. His playoff win streak, most consecutive playoff matchup wins, 10, and that's Mark Sullivan.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because he
Wouldn't he have
quit a
had to
year.
win like 4 titles to do that?
It says it was start of week 15 in Presidents. Ended It ended in week 16 of Old Hall. So, I mean, we can confirm real quick while we're at it. Let's go look.
I don't
So
see how
he
that's
had
possible without
15.
3 titles.
He won. Okay, so he won out 16, won out 17.
Hmm.
Maybe it's
So that's 6.
didn't make the playoffs in 18.
But no, he would have had to
Yeah, that
win
doesn't
one of
make any
these.
sense. This
Yeah,
is
that's not right.
broken. This is a
That's not
broken
right.
record.
Hmm.
All right, never mind. I'll send that to the guy and tell him to recalculate it.
Hey,
All right.
dumbass.
Never mind, Mark.
But
Yeah,
I'm pretty
most
sure mine is
consecutive
accurate.
playoff matchup wins. Yeah, 10.
Mine is definitely accurate. The 0 and
Yeah.
7 thing.
Yeah. So anyway, keep going.
Actually, I was just texting T-Shan about that, and he's like, "So what is your like final finishes?" And I was like, "4th 3 times, 5th twice, 6th once," and that literally means that I have never won a single playoff game since 2012. So it's all good over here, baby. I love fantasy. Trade of the year. If you have any other ideas for these, let me know. But my trade of the year is Will sending Christian McCaffrey to Corey for Jamar Chase, and then sending Jamar Chase back to Corey for nothing. I think
That's pretty funny.
I think week 3, that was like the most ballsy trade I've ever seen. Was like, you get a number 1, I get a number 1. Let's fucking do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's even
I don't.
better when, like 10 weeks later, Will is still so desperate that he trades back Jamar Chase, but just on its own, it was the only. I went back through all the trades. It was the only one that I was like, damn, these are 2 guys that are like, let's put our fucking nuts on the table. Let's flop them out.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that I did some work trading wise, but that seems to be that kind of.
You did, but a lot of yours were like taking advantage of unique situations.
Yeah.
One being Ward in your league. So I've been saying this forever. Presidents is not a real league. Ward is in it. So 2, you fleeced Logan.
I'm not saying I deserve it here.
When I said trade of the year, I meant like these are both mutually beneficial, really, really good acquisitions.
Yeah, like it's a good trade.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any others?
Not really.
Your Diggs and Barkley trade is like,
that's good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Especially since Ward was like, I don't even fucking need. I don't need an RB1 to beat this. Whoever
don't give
it was.
a shit. The timing thing really worked out there. That was like,
yeah,
I like that. Oh, I just looked up the championship drought record. Mm-hmm. It's me, 13 seasons. I've never won. So that officially since Dan Renner has been
I'm
in
4th
1 year. Yeah, Dan Renner has won one less year, or he's been in the league one less year, and then T Mike quit.
God.
So it's just me at the top until I win. Like
it's me and you, dude.
Me and you. I'm gonna switch the best brother pair to me because me and you, we're record holders. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch that.
God, that's so fucking bad. It's me and you. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Since you created this fucking monstrosity, neither one of us have done anything.
Yep, I'm an organizer. I'm not. I mean, I'd take that back. I'm like very apparently good at this.
Your regular season is unstoppable.
I have me and now James Von Gillern most wins, so we're
Yeah.
at 94.
Thank God they
Um,
hang banners for most wins.
yeah, they do that.
You should create that.
They should. Yeah, they should do that. I have 100 win pins. They're over there. I thought we were gonna have them but now since we only count the regular seasons, they're not applicable until next year. But we'll see if we can get some out next year. All right. You said
That'd be
worst
good.
trade of the year. This is
Yeah, worst trade of the
interesting.
year. This isn't even close.
Oh
Langton
yeah,
gave up
this is
wide
it.
receiver 1 T Higgins for a tight end fucking 90 in Gerald Everett. Like that's people win
I could
championships
say
off the back of dog shit like this. I mean, i.e. David Taylor going for his 4th title off of the back of fleecing Langton. This is the type of stuff that would lead to that. So, I mean,
I
that's
could say Rod
so bad.
trading his entire fab budget for like one dude.
Yeah,
But
we
that's
could
not
do like
quite the
waiver
same
pickups,
thing.
and that's
Yeah, that's number
Rob
one.
Rod trading $50 for Robbie Anderson. I think Robbie had what 2 catches all year.
The whole season, yeah.
You never know, though. You never know.
Right.
Newcomer of the year. I'm giving this to Paul. Paul was a
Yeah.
dynamite addition to the group me, now Discord. I know he'll be
Yeah.
great in the Discord.
He's got
But
so much more tools at his disposal.
there's basically nobody that I enjoy losing to, but Paul was so funny and entertaining that me getting the shit kicked out of me twice by Paul was not as bad. So
It was like a
congratulations, Paul.
payment for kicking your butt. Like
hmm
he was like, I'll exchange this for entertainment.
Exactly.
Yep.
Guest of the year. I left this
Mm.
blank because I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Guest of
Let's
the
discuss. We have what 10?
year. 10 guests. Man, who all's been here?
I'm partial to the guests that were here when you were not because
Hmm.
they helped me carry it.
Yeah.
But,
One of those
we had a
guys
lot
really
of
did.
Bogey was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Ta was great, but I'm honestly leaning towards Will and Benda. They were the first 2, but I thought
They're
they
the
both brought a
template.
lot. Mm-hmm.
Corey Anderson bringing like his meteorology degree was like a kind of a highlight.
The Weatherman. I think the
Yeah.
Weatherman would have been a fantastic franchise.
Yeah.
The Weatherman.
He's actually
Weathermen.
he's got 2, but is it? Oh no, I'm thinking
This
about
is
something
data
else.
miners.
Yeah, data miners, which is good. That one's in progress, but he hasn't like shown it yet, so I don't know what's going on there. But
Well, maybe
yeah,
he'll switch to the Weatherman.
isn't that a band, like an old band or something? The Weathermen? I don't know. It sounds like
Probably.
it. All right.
We didn't
Yeah,
decide.
I don't know. I don't like. I can't like.
So
Skelt
let's
had
go
his
through
good.
who
We
we
had.
have. Skelt, Will, Benda, Bogey.
I'll go through
Ta,
them all.
Mike, Stu, Davo. Davo was really good too. He was
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
Dave was good. Prier was in there. Prier had his own. He was in there too. I'm looking up trying to see who was people. I just see butt punt.
Bradley was excellent.
Yeah, Bradley did it. Bradley had a lot to add.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. I don't. Maybe it took us a few to get episode
Well, yeah,
5. Is this
the
where we
first
started?
3, I think, 3 or 4. I think there was like 3 that we did on our own, and then I did 2 without you, and I got guests. And then that's what like started it. So we're definitely behind on the like overall episode numbers.
I feel like I haven't slept in 3 days, and my like brain is turning to mush. So I'm having a hard time like.
Oh,
reading.
B-Nels?
Oh yeah, B-Nels was there. Like who else? Like we've got.
B-Nels was
we're
very
missing,
good.
We got to be missing somebody.
Juice was great.
Yeah, Juice was in here too. We actually had a few of the older guys in here. That was good.
I think that was everybody. I'm just looking at the
Juice did a good
Discord
job.
number right now.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea too. I don't know if there's really a good one because everyone kind of did something a little bit different. I'm not going to say favorites. I think everyone did a little bit different thing, which was
My
fun.
favorite was Benda and Horny Jail. That was it.
Okay. That
I wish
works.
we could
All
have had
right.
Benda on 12 more times instead of the rest of you.
Yeah.
All
Although
right, so then
Benda voted for GroupMe, which is bizarre and weird. So
yeah, that's strange. Benda, when you're listening to this, you are in 3 other Discord groups already. So you voting for
mhm.
GroupMe is one of the strangest, weirdest, stupidest things I've ever heard. Just
Yep.
just use Discord. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
All right.
podcast host of the year. That's me.
Yeah, I would
I
say
made it
so
to every
too.
episode.
You made it to every episode. You did a lot of the legwork. I'm like, again, I'm an ideas man. I'm not a good
Mhm.
executor. So, um, I can say like not even produced by, because you end up producing a lot of it. So it's like I'm like the what was that guy, the Law and Order guy, like Dick Wolf, like created by. That's
Yes,
me, and then you're everything else.
I'm producer, director,
I don't know. I
talent.
came up. I did the streaming stuff.
That's true.
I did do that. I'm like a technical advisor or
Yeah, and this
whatever.
melon thing's way better than what we were doing, and you
Yeah.
spearhead that. So
No, Goose just told us to use it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is great!" And then I
yeah,
subscribed to it. So I am my own money is making this so I can have an outrun background.
Tom's own
Ooh,
money.
yeah, Tom's. Yeah, Tom's $1. It's actually more expensive than that, Tom. All right, kick
Sponsor
up
of the
that
year.
contribution. Yeah,
This one was
yeah,
tough. I was going between Tom, who actually gives us money, and True Tone, who we've talked about 400 times and
yeah.
did a giveaway. But
I
we're going True
gonna go with
Tone.
True Tone. Gonna go with True Tone. I don't have the shirt today. It's in the closet. I don't know if I ever did wear the shirt on stream, but the shirt's in the
You're not.
closet. But we have the ability to show their commercial. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm going to give it a whirl. But we're going to do that real quick, and then we're going to announce the giveaway person. We could do that now, or should we just do that
Yeah, do it
now or
now.
later? We'll do it now. Okay, so we'll do the commercial real quick. Show it on stream. See if we can get that going. I'm not sure if you're even going to be able to hear it because this wasn't working that great, and we'll have it fixed for next year, but not now. Literally.
This holiday season, decorate your home with new True Tone LED Christmas bulbs that look just like vintage and incandescent. Classic color ceramic style bulbs in 8 classic colors. Jewel tones featuring rich transparent colors. And for sparkling clear lights, choose Kendall Glow bulbs with a bright warm glow. Discover the unmatched authenticity of new True Tone LED bulbs this Christmas.
You could kind of hear it.
Yeah, it's all right. I
Wasn't
mean,
that
well,
bad.
I think I can get their clip and we can just put it in next time. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like the commercial a lot. It like hits all the right buttons. All right, but the winner of our giveaway, which we started like 3 episodes ago, from True Tone themselves, it's going to be, I think, what do we say? It's a box of the classic mix and then strands, the vintage strands. It is Mike Stewart. So the rich get richer. But he did. We had a few
What a year for
submissions
Mike
of.
Stew.
I know, really, it's like the Denton year. I'd rather would you
Hmm.
well Denton must have been saving all his money that he won that one year to buy a bunch. He bought like 6 boxes of Jewel Tone. And he never took a picture, so I don't know if he ever got them up or not, but he should for next year. But yeah, congrats to Mike Stewart. When you listen to this, send me your address and we will get that over to them and they will ship it to you. So, congratulations to you. And thanks to True Tone for being the official podcast sponsor of the podcast.
That was
All right.
good.
Yeah, saved it. Anyway, all right. So yeah, thanks to those guys again. They're really cool, and start saving your money and planning your display for next year. And I think that they're kind of in between a manufacturing run. But yeah, maybe when they're back in stock, I think last year I knew about it, and I can send everyone a message and let them know. All right.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I forgot to say I got these things. These are some of my True Tone gear I bought. So this is my lapel pin. I don't know if it's working
It looks
there, but
great.
my True Tone lapel pin that's made out of metal. It came with this. I got a sticker. It says, "We love to see your lights." So, and then I got this iron-on patch.
Nice. Put that on your
So
jersey someday.
yeah, I will. If I win a jersey, I will absolutely do it. Or I should get like a safari vest. Or you know what I
Yeah.
should get? I still want to get the NFL hat Rob Lowe wore, and I'll put like True Tone on the side of it or something like
Just put
that. Or
all the
just like
previous champion logos on there.
yeah,
The True Tone
yeah.
in the middle. That'd be
hmm
awesome.
I could just get a True Tone. I could just get a plain hat and put this on it.
You should just make your jersey True Tone.
Yeah, the True Tones. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. All right, move on. Best draft pick.
Actually, I missed one. Group me comment of the year.
Oh,
Ben Freeze. Ben Freeze coming to the group me saying, "Oh no, did I get blasted?" And then about an hour and a half later saying, "Hamburger." So for those of you who don't know, Jameson put in the podcast episode like 3 or 4 when we were making fun of Ben Freeze. We assumed he didn't listen to it, and Jameson said, "Freeze, if you are listening to this, say the word hamburger in the group me." And yeah, after making fun of Freeze, he went and listened to it and wrote hamburger.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's the only
Yeah.
time he ever listened to the podcast. He never mentioned anything else ever again. So
No, that was it.
we got him.
Yeah.
That was
Mhm.
fucking hilarious. Best draft pick. So I have a few choices: Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Christian McCaffrey. So Mahomes was in like the second and third round. Almost every title team had Mahomes on it, or at least in the
Mhm.
championship they had Mahomes. CMC made it to the championship in most leagues, and Tyreek Hill was on almost every championship roster. So I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill. I think most people thought there was going to be a massive drop off with Tyreek Hill because he no longer has Patrick Mahomes, but obviously he proved to be the number 3 wide receiver on the year. So I think his draft pick at way late second, early third probably paid the most dividends.
Yeah, he was really nice to have on the team until Tua had unfortunately like another concussion thing.
Yeah,
And
Tua's
yeah,
going through the Reggie Ray style.
would have been a big difference, I think, to have a fully going Tua in my championship game versus Mike White, who was injured and the Jets didn't tell anybody. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's always good. The
cool.
week after, you're like, oh, Mike's going to sit out. His ribs still aren't feeling good. Like, oh,
Mhm.
maybe that would have been
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah, maybe that's
8
why they
days
got
ago.
6 points. Yeah. Anyway,
Worst draft pick. So Mark Andrews, obviously near and dear to my heart. I fucking hate this man. Cortland Sutton. I also drafted this fucking
oh
loser.
yeah, I got rid of him.
Not knowing that the Broncos are going to be a disaster, and Russell Wilson is apparently, I don't know, the 30th best QB in the league. And then Jonathan Taylor, a lot of people's 1-1s. So it's kind of like a replacement value, right? So Jonathan Taylor's 1-1. Obviously that sucks, but running backs are replaceable. Go get literally anybody, and you can probably get a 20-point week out of them. Mark Andrews, however, I would argue, was the far and away worst draft pick you could have made because Mark Andrews' replacement value was, I don't know, literally everyone that plays tight end. and he
Mhm.
spent probably a second round pick on him. So he has my vote. I think he was 2 years ago. Mark Andrews was okay. Last year he was the number one tight end. This year he was below Gerald Everett. So I think he's undraftable. He's trash next year. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Like Cortland Sutton one. I
Oh,
remember the. Oh, what are we talking about? No, there's the Cortland Sutton one is pretty spot on there because like, well, oh, you know what? How about we just list all like the fantasy footballers, my guys?
yes. They're literally
Just
all of them.
literally anyone they mentioned because yeah, like
Yep.
I'd never really listened to them before, and I know they have like a fairly okay like track record and all that stuff, so I kind of gave it a spin this season, and yeah, everyone they loved sucked.
They were
So
all terrible.
yeah,
I think they're pretty good like in season, but their draft stuff is apparently
mm.
atrocious because I think
It's the
they
only
hit on
and
maybe one.
yeah, it was pretty bad. But there's this whole thing about like to differentiate themselves, like each analyst needs to have like their own hot takes and like guys that they really
Mhm.
like and all this stuff, so it's just not helpful. But I also watched a lot of stuff that was basically saying that like analysts this year for like defenses, like and what was it, kickers, like those things, they were just nobody had any idea what was going on. And then kind of the same thing with like just ratings in general were really bad. So it
Mhm.
was kind of a crapshoot, it seems.
It's a pretty
But
shit
yeah,
year.
I'll go ahead and say worst draft pick, anyone they said.
Worst country. So we have Saudi Arabia.
Hmm.
A lot of blood money over there. They built a bunch of World Cup stadiums off the back
Hey,
of dead. Huh?
stop. That's Qatar.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of the golf tournament. My bad.
The L, yeah.
Yeah,
I,
the
you
Live
know what? You
Tour.
can, yeah.
My bad.
And then didn't they
Anyway,
just buy the WWE or something?
that was Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's Saudi Arabia.
So
Hmm.
okay, we have a three-way tie here: Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Luxembourg. Luxembourg houses one Christian Swinton, who beat me twice, once in the regular season and once in playoffs.
Hmm.
So there's blood money, and then a guy who beat me in fantasy, and I think we have to give it to Luxembourg. I don't think it's
Yeah,
particularly close.
I second that motion. So Luxembourg, please
Yes.
get rid of the trash inside your borders.
Mhm.
Why don't you look into your visa policies a little bit
These
better?
other places, like there's a lot of history. There's a lot of things going on there. There's not what do you do? And then in Luxembourg, the very simple thing is
Hmm. Kick this man and his family out now.
just stop. Like,
Hmm.
let's
Yeah.
go.
Hmm.
So congratulations to Luxembourg, worst country. Best picture of Claire Masker, Juice.
Juice. Significantly creepy photo from across a restaurant. Hmm.
Yeah, thank you,
Is
Juice.
that is
Ah, hey, your sister. What a
there was
strange question to begin with, and also a weird thing to take a picture of.
was is that TJ's? Does he have this is
He apparently
TJ's sister,
does.
right?
It is,
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know this. I didn't know. I
Mhm.
apologize for not knowing your family tree, TJ.
I had no
Um,
idea.
mm-mm. I didn't know any of this, but yeah.
But
Also, just keep going.
no, sorry, I interrupted.
No, I'm just saying, TJ Masker, special place in my heart. Obviously, the vote is still open between GroupMe and Discord. I'm obviously a huge fan of Discord because if I have to watch GroupMe take 15 seconds to load so I can see like just some nonsense comment again versus the like slick, insanely good interface of Discord, I'm going to go nuts. And TJ just, before the whole thing was over, got into Discord, chatted a few times, and then just bailed on GroupMe. And I that kind of commitment, like obviously seeing the superior product and just bolting, might have actually made The vote's still open. It's still Discord, but it might have made it kind of a moot point. So we'll
Start a
see.
movement.
Yeah, 3 people after that just bailed. So, all right.
Everyone will be over here any moment now.
It's already way more fun.
So along those same lines, best identification of a picture of what could be Claire Masker. Congratulations to Tom McHale.
Yay.
Unbelievable eagle eye. Eagle eye, Tom McHale. Unreal. I would have never guessed that was Claire Masker. 1, because I had no idea that TJ had a sister. And 2, didn't really look like him. So how could I have known?
No idea.
And then lastly, guest of the year. Wait, we already said this. It was Ben.
You already did one. You already picked one.
We skipped way down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did True Tone raffle winner already.
Yeah. Mike Stewart, again, send me your address.
Yes. The last thing is, I mean, there's no Wedge picks anymore. Wedge was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do Bamrick of the year, actually. I forgot to write that down. It's Pat. It's got to be Pat.
Yeah, multiple winner. I don't. If
Pat,
we get too big, we're gonna have. We'll have to cut out Bamrick of the year so we're less identifiable for next year. But right now, when we're a small homegrown podcast, Pat is our Bamrick of the year.
Yeah, I think he racked up 6 or 7 titles, so that was an easy one.
Yeah.
I don't have anything for Dad Chat. I'm reading books.
You don't have anything. The next time that we do a podcast, you could possibly be a dad, and you've got nothing.
I will be a dad. Yeah. What do you mean?
I mean, what if we do an off-season pod? What if we do a draft announcement?
That's right. A draft pod would be before my child is born. So you're right.
Wait, a draft announcement pod, or the draft pod would be after the child is born?
I mean, like the NFL draft. What do you mean draft announcement pod?
Like, okay, so if you didn't know, in a month, like the end of February, well, it's like March 9th, the champions, they plan the draft. And then we tell everyone, the draft is this thing, let's go. So we could do like a draft announcement pod that's just quickly saying, this is what it is. This is the details.
We should do a draft announcement pod at the same time the NFL draft happens. Like the week after.
That's too late, isn't it?
It's in April.
Yeah, people got to make plans. I'm not going to be able to sit on that information for weeks.
4 months? That's plenty of time.
No. Right. The people got to know.
This is great. It's the last episode of the year. It's the championship episode, and it's going to be the fastest by about half an hour.
Yeah, that's great.
This is what it should be, though.
I know. This is a good one. This is a good length. I guess real quick, Commissioner Corner, of the things that are outstanding, the Piss Boys, that we, obviously Piss Boy this year, Ben Freese, 2-time winner. Congratulations, buddy. You know the drill and you know the due date, so get that to me. Teeds and Tech, I still need that. I need your Piss Boy pictures. I don't think either of you listen to this, but in case you do, I need your Piss Boy pictures.
Why is Teed so, against just doing what we want him to do?
The technology. He's getting a jersey, so what is his
franchise?
The Benton County Beast Mode.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So those two guys have roughly a month to get me those pictures. Or again, if you miss any of these deadlines, that means that the clock starts, and any deadline you miss, it's negative that many days points for as many weeks as you're missing. So if you're 14 days late or whatever, you're going to have the first 2 weeks of your next season negative 14 points. So it gives you a little bit of a wiggle room to not get hit too hard, but that's what it is. So it looks like Justin Long lives in Des Moines, so he can get James the gavel. And then the champions are currently planning the draft. They're kind of talking about a few different ideas, but there is activity, some movement on it. So, so we'll see. I threw out that we should go to Dollywood, but nobody seemed to like that.
That'd be awesome. If anyone
I
knows
know,
how to throw a party, it's fucking Dolly Parton.
Could you imagine, like, you can't go to Disney, it's too expensive, but like a regional theme park that's like also really well regarded? I mean, could be really cool, but nobody seemed to bite on it. Anyway, yeah, is there any other kind of big wrap up stuff? I think, yeah, I'm not allowed to change any of the rules for 4 more seasons.
Yep.
So everything will be static. I still have some ideas I've got in my head, but the one thing I probably looks like I'm changing is moving to Discord, because that is winning. Only 21 people have voted, so it seems like nobody really cares. And then we've got people that are just deciding to bail. So that works out for me.
Yeah, I think well, one, Discord is much better. I have Discord up on my computer like 24/7, so that'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I had one, but you were in the middle of talking about GroupMe, and I had something else, but I forgot about it. So never mind. I can't remember now.
All right. Well, I guess before we finish, do you have any like grand overarching thoughts about this season, the league, before we wrap up for the year?
Oh, yeah, that's actually reminding me of what I was going to say. So I think my big takeaway from this season is that nothing matters. I think we established that in the first couple weeks, and then we forgot about that. We thought we could actually influence what was about to happen, and that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to take that into next year. So I was talking to my best friend from high school, Zach, and he was like, I actually made it a rule of my fantasy group that none of us can look at any of the scores until Monday night. And so he goes with all of his buddies, and they go and they just watch football on Sunday, and they, go get drunk, eat wings or whatever, and then nobody looks at their phones and don't do anything. And then Monday night, it's just like what happens, happens. And that is what I'm going to take away till next year, is that none of what I try to do matters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you tried so hard. You had AJ Brown, you had CMC, you had Tyreek Hill. It just doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter because Justin Jefferson, for example, I've had him
Oh,
2
yeah.
years in a row now. His total output in week 17 is 7 points, 2 years combined.
Incredible. Yeah.
Like, he's undraftable if you're trying to win a title. So it just, it doesn't matter at all.
I
Just
read
go
a
live your
Reddit
life,
comment
whatever.
that was very, I thought it was very good. He said, this is a game that this is something you shouldn't spend more than 15 minutes on a week. And it's like, yeah, probably. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's like weighted coin flips. You're gonna be able to start Saquon Barkley, CMC, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Tyler Bass, whatever defense, and and then you're gonna have to start Mike White in the championship, and that'll be the end of that.
Yeah, and even, I mean, yeah, Mike White is one thing, but even if you had Tua, like, you probably still lose. Like, you're still down 20-some points. Like, it doesn't matter. So that's my takeaway for next year is I am going to spend 10 minutes a week, if that, on fantasy, and I'm not going to check scores.
Well,
it doesn't matter. I mean, Christian just won because a game didn't happen.
It's totally random, and honestly, it kind of focuses it back. Like the reason I kept expanding it, and the reason I like to build this into a big freak thing is because it feels really good to have all these different people that I've been kind of connected with or through the frat, like connected with, in a place like, like we're still talking, we're still chatting, we still we get to see each other on draft weekend, like I guess those of us that come, but like there's at least a continued connection, like, and it's just really cool. Like I think that's like there is a real value to the league that is not reliant on how insanely stupid the actual activity is.
Yeah, I mean, the draft is 90% of it. We get to see everybody and hang out. So
yeah, and I I think
So-
my closing statement, I guess, overall is like, yeah, like if you're looking at fantasy and you ever think you might quit the league because fantasy itself is dumb, just like remember that like the D League as a whole is like it's more, I guess it's like more of a thing than just like the results on Sundays. It's like I don't know. It's just really cool. So yeah, I guess that's my major takeaway is that like the whole point of this is that like we stay in touch. We have dumb things like this podcast that people seem to really get a kick out of. The more that we kind of dumb content like this or activities or things that people come up with, the more fun it is for everybody. So if you have any suggestions, if you have any thoughts, like obviously send them my way. Post them in Discord, not group me.
Remember
But
that a guy starting a tight end on IR and no quarterback for fucking 8 weeks
yeah,
mid playoffs. That's
he
how
got
stupid
fourth, I
fantasy
think.
is. That's how
Yeah, he
completely
might have got fourth.
random and like there literally is no skill involved.
Yeah.
It's all
This
good.
league is fun because it's the league, not because of any
Mm.
particular week. And then that's why there's side prizes, so that maybe other people you can have chances at winning stuff along the way. But absolutely 100% try to make the draft. It's going to be the third weekend in August next year. No matter where it is, like I can't stress enough, just try to make it. Like everyone
Also,
thought.
please, if you won, make it somewhere that we can all get to.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the Ozarks, like we got, like the Ozarks are funny because a bunch of people suggested it instead of Kansas City, the original one. Like it was a very popular option people were throwing out, and then when it actually happened a decade later, um, we didn't have quite the attendance that you might have thought initially, but like it might have been one of the most fun ones. So I think kind of no matter where it is, like just the fact that we're all getting together in one place, like can make it pretty awesome. So everyone should go. And I think I'm gonna try. I've already got it scheduled on my or sketched on my calendar to go in get in on Thursday instead of Friday
Yeah,
because I
that's
think
what I'll be doing.
that was a big takeaway when we were talking in Ozarks last time was like this would be so nice if we just had a day where it wasn't draft and drinking and whatever else we were like that's a very activity focused day. It would have been nice to just have a day to like hang out, and
Mhm.
so that's kind of the thought. You've done it before. I haven't been able to do
Yeah,
it,
when we
but
did that at Milwaukee, we had like a full
yeah,
day to just hang out. And I
yeah,
got
I
basically
think
blacked out, but it was fun until then.
that's an option. But yeah, I mean, I think that adds a lot. So my plan, I've got this is going to be get in Thursday, stay until Sunday, and just kind of enjoy wherever it is that we're at because it's always it's been fun every single time. So
Yeah.
come to the drafts no matter who you are out there. If you've never been to one, if you haven't seen anyone in forever, just
No
show
matter if
up.
you have a jersey or not. I mean, Jameson
Yeah,
comes to all of them.
I come to everyone. I've only missed
Mhm.
one, and that's and yeah, and I don't have a jersey. And you can get a franchise if you're not eligible for a jersey. Like it's part of why it's
Yes, you can
fun.
still do that.
I just think that my overall message is like participate in all the stuff and it will be even better. Like if everyone was chatting in the chat, not just like the random 10 people that do, it would be better. If everyone went to the draft, it would be better. If everyone was, I don't know, doing other getting franchises, it would be better. So
This is like
just
me preaching to the Delts at chapter to invite girls over.
or me
Guys,
telling
if you just
people
text people, then people will come over. Wait, what? What do you mean? What?
yeah, and also like with Discord we'll be able to do stuff on the off season like you can stream like Marbula One events or like connect for Netrunner games, stuff like that. It's all like things where we have the option of like doing in that. So like any ideas that you guys have you want to do, just shoot them my way. Like it could be a lot more fun.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see you maybe in April for the NFL draft. NFL draft commentary by Jameson.
Yeah. Hey, look at this guy.
Winners and losers by Jameson Mamrick. Draft grades. Who got an A and who got a D?
Everyone gets an A.
Who got
Wow,
a lineman this year?
You know what? It takes a lot to get there, so everyone gets an A.
That's right.
But
All right. Well, this
yeah,
was fun.
so-
I'm glad we started it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm very excited for next season. I think this season went really well. I'm really glad that we moved out. We moved to the 84 person format. I think the pyramid worked really well. It's super easy to understand. I think that relegation's back. People are excited about that, and I think we're at like peak D League. So yeah, really cool, really exciting.
D.
Good season. Good season, everybody. Send me your content, your suggestions, anything like that. Otherwise.
See you
We will
in
see you in the Discord.
200 and plus days, right?
Yeah.
See ya.
All right. Bye.